Welcome to our Halloween special for 2022, where we're spending the evening on a haunted island, completely abandoned from everyone else. This is St Catherine's Fort and Island. Go left, mate. Look out the window.
There. So we're well on our way now.
Time is 11:15.
About halfway. Yeah, got about an hour and a half left to go. Driving through Wales, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, I love driving.
Some of the scenery is absolutely amazing. Thought I'd set the camera up, have a little bit of a chat on the way. What is it you're most scared of about going? What's the fear factor? What is it we've got to look out for?
Apparently this place is absolutely infested with jumping, biting spiders, which I didn't know before. So that's what I'm going to be tucking myself in, I think, a little bit. It's a bit like that.
So the YouTube world is listening, waiting for us to talk about all the paranormal experiences, poltergeist, demons.
Yeah.
But in reality, you're scared of the spiders.
Yeah, well, you know what happened last time.
Sorry, YouTube. So it doesn't bother you sort of being abandoned on the island overnight?
I think from a safety point of view, it would be interesting, especially the weather is meant to be quite bad tonight. So I think that will add an element to it. And I don't know how dangerous it will be on there, because obviously we will be by ourselves. So that's a little bit concerning. But apart from the tales of the paranormal, I suppose it's a bit freaky sort of knowing that you're stuck on there. Once you're on, you're stuck.
I think that's the big thing for me. I think everywhere we normally investigate, if you needed to, you could leave, get in your car and go. With this one, unless we're going to sort of dive in the sea in the middle of the night and try and swim to shore.
One of us can't swim.
So
let's not go for that idea.
You'd be and let's be honest, I'd probably bounce off the rocks jumping in and end up like a splattered tomato. So yeah, so we literally have just got to ride this one out all until the next day. Whatever happens, happens. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but I'm also a little bit apprehensive about that. Yeah, I think my only other concern is obviously being abandoned there. We just, I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately. I'm just hoping there's no like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer hiding on the
you're saying that
island somewhere, and
that's a very good point, because it could be.
I don't want to end up in a bucket of acid's what I'm saying.
Last time I went, just to let you know, I don't know if it's still there now, but there was a room last time that was absolutely full of mannequins. So you never know.
I was joking about the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
I'm not saying it's still there.
If we get there and there's some nutcase trying to shag a mannequin, I am off. I'm gone. For fuck's sake.
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto Serpentine Road A4218.
I remember this roundabout.
Right, in true Brian style, we've been walking miles and miles and miles and miles up and down hills. What is it with the Welsh and hills? Just flattening out.
Here it is.
Here it is. I'd be really excited if I didn't know we have to go back to the car to pick up 4 more bags of equipment to walk another 7 mile back to the fort.
You're never happy, are you?
Before the tide. Seriously, this boy's taking the piss. This is
Hello. What a beautiful scene.
It's not steep, it's vertical. Come back to the car, we've got a couple of hours to kill. You know what I'm going to ask?
I do know what you're going to ask, yeah.
Let's have the grand unveil of your Halloween mask.
Am I going first? I've got to be honest.
Seriously, it best be scary this year.
I've got to be honest. After the unicorn and the duck, I thought I quite like the animal theme. So I kind of stuck with that. Right. Are you looking?
I can see it's white.
Yeah, it's white. Spooky white, isn't it? That's what it is. I got me a goat.
Why?
I mean, come on, if you saw this on the edge of the forest.
What's a goat got to do with Halloween?
Because they're scary, aren't they?
They're not.
They are. They like to ram me.
I think everyone on YouTube now agrees that you are a complete dick. What? Seriously, why a goat? Can you see out of that?
No, I can't. You can see some little nostrils. I can.
You fucked up again, ain't you?
Maybe. Oh, look, okay. Let's have a look at yours then. You've obviously done better.
No, mine is genuinely scary.
So, come on, right, Screaming Woods, middle of the night, you see a goat man.
It's not even a dead goat or a vampire goat, it's just a goat.
Yeah, but...
And we're in Wales, you're going to get You are?
I didn't think of that. Nah! So you're in Wales, you can't say that.
This video is going to get banned, isn't it?
Probably.
Right, okay.
It is a goat though, to be fair, not a sheep. Go on, get on with yours.
Right, okay. Now, I didn't know what to get this year. I thought, what is scarier than a duck? And I thought, well, what do I sort of represent with scary?
It's not a frog, is it?
Close your eyes. I have my Halloween mask right here.
Oh, well, allowed to open them.
You're allowed to open.
What the fuck?
Oh, buddy!
You're such a dick, aren't you?
So, this Halloween, I'm going to be Brian. Come here, sheep.
How did you even get that done?
Where's the sheep? Where's the sheep? Give me the sheep.
It's not a sheep, it's a goat.
Give me the fucking sheep.
It's not a sheep, it's a goat.
It's a fucking sheep. Come here, love. Bend over.
Thanks, mate. So it's now 4:30 in the afternoon. We are just waiting now for confirmation to go into the fort. So I believe we're heading in there between 7:30 and 8. As you can see, completely cut off by the sea. And yeah, should be exciting. What are you thinking? Looking forward to it?
Not really.
Not really?
Fucking freezing.
Well, yeah, we've got the coat on already, so...
I bet it's going to be cold on there overnight.
So tonight I'm with Andy, and we're going to go on a little bit of a tour of the fort now, so to hear some of the stories that have happened here, some of the sightings, and a little bit of history about the fort in general, really. So where would you like us to start, Andy?
Okay, so first of all, this little corner here, allegedly there's a presence that's in this corner that maybe doesn't like people in his house. We've had several people picking up on an energy. We think maybe the son of Edward Windsor Richards, who bought the house in 1914. We've had a medium who said that there's a man in the corner that smokes dirty cigars and he doesn't like people in his house.
No.
We've had a little boy who, when I asked him if he thought it was haunted, he pointed straight to this corner. And also YouTube star Joe Weller, when he came up, they filmed all night, and the only place their camera went really weird was in this corner here, where they had a huge white orb in the centre there.
I watched that one myself, and it was very, very unusual because the white just didn't move out of the shot, so I've never seen anything quite like that.
And this used to be a reception room, so the Windsor Richards would hang out in this room here, so it's very likely that he would be in this corner. Yeah, we had a charity box here with a slanted top, and so you can imagine when you lock up at night, you check as you're walking out. When I come back in the morning, because it had a slanted top, it was upside down, and so that meant that the whole charity box was on an angle.
That's unusual.
And that was the first thing I saw when I came in. I was like, oh, okay. And then when I went into the staff room on exactly the same day, we had a box literally thrown all over the floor on the same day.
So potential poltergeist activity.
I think this room here was the main bedroom.
The main bedroom.
And there is a picture of it above the fireplace there. So that's Edward Windsor Richards, who bought the place first of all in 1914.
Okay.
And it was a summer residence. They would hold wild parties here, end of season balls, that sort of thing. Lots and lots of money spent. And that's how the bedroom looked there.
Nice.
Four-poster bed. You can see on the floor parquet flooring, antiques, water.
So that bed, would that have actually fitted?
Here.
And that would have been the arch, you can see.
All sealed in.
So I came in one morning, there was a big one here,
Yeah.
right? So I knew where everything is, so I just arranged the table. So I walk away, come back 5 minutes later, and the kitchen's like that. So I thought, oh, well, some might be coming down and somebody might have moved it. There was about 3-4 people in it at the time.
Okay.
So I moved it back, walked away, was away less than a minute.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody in the vicinity.
It's back like that again.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
So that would indicate poltergeist activity, whether it's a mischievous child, just letting you know their presence, or if this was a bedroom and somebody did have a picture by their bed or something, perhaps they actually thought you were moving a favourite picture or a family picture by their bed, and perhaps that's why they put it back. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm sure I've heard 2 bangs come from by the front door now. Would that possibly be the wind moving the door, or?
Oh, we were in the base room there, yeah?
While we were talking a moment ago.
So just to reiterate, that door doesn't blow in the wind.
That's solid. It just sounded like a sort of twice I heard it.
And then this is how the place used to look when the Windsor Richards were living here.
Oh, wow.
So you can see above the fireplaces there are animal heads, stag's heads. They were shot and presented to the family by King Edward VII. Oh, wow. And the cross swords there above the fireplace here, they were believed to be Nelson's swords. These here are gunpowder tunnels. So the powder would have come out on a little train to this side, and there's another one on the other side of the fireplace as well.
Okay.
So just down here, we believe we found what was human remains this year.
Oh, here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, literally here, and we got in touch with police. They sent a forensics team up, and it looked like the bones in your arm there.
Yeah.
And we know for a fact that when the chapel was being demolished and the fort was being built, there were human remains found, and we were wondering whether this would have been floorboarded off, and that would have been a place to leave them.
Potentially.
Because this is directly under where the chapel would have been. So, I'm just showing you here through the back room. So this is what we believe would have been, this here would have been an ammunition tunnel.
Oh, wow.
Shell hoist, I should say. And this is where they would have hoisted the shells from here up onto the roof level. And I always thought that this was part of the mechanism that they would have basically wound the lift up with.
Yeah.
But we found out from some experts a couple of months ago that this is actually a speaking tube. So this room in here is what we think would have been the shell room, where the shells for the guns would have been stored.
Okay.
So this is the stairs that goes to the roof. This set of stairway here is where we had a lady last year, and I showed her these steps purposefully, because we have an inkling that they used to go down.
Okay.
And I said nothing and introduced her to these steps, and she said, when I stayed here in the 50s, I used to run past this staircase. I didn't like it at all, and her bedroom was where the witch now is. So I showed her this area, and she said, no, that's not right. And I said, well, what do you mean that's not right? And she said, well, it used to go down as well as that. We've had somebody draw a map.
What have you heard?
Like a scurrying around. Almost. I thought I could hear like someone shuffling around behind us. Almost like somebody's going to walk around the corner, but it was like, I don't know if it's like, I'm not sure. I couldn't identify where. I guess you didn't hear it.
No, I was listening about the lady who
Literally,
said it went down.
Completely silent as soon as I said it, but it was like a I'm hoping that's picked it up.
Or possibly something's following us round and interested in what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's what we want.
So this was a little room here. We think might have been a little office.
This is one that's a tight
I
squeeze.
don't know why. I just don't like the energy in that room. I don't
This
know.
particular one?
No idea why.
It's very claustrophobic in here.
Oh, wow, okay.
Something really sort of claustrophobic about this room.
Yeah, and ironically, this is where, when it was a zoo, it was a loo. So again, you've got that water energy. And then there's a little corridor and a little old room at the
So
top here.
those lead up to the roof, yep.
So you've got fold-up shelves here. They don't work anymore, they're rested in place. But these would have lifted up, and then these metal brackets would have come and literally...
Any ideas what would have been kept on the shelves?
Just general
or-
supplies.
Just general supplies?
Yeah,
I suppose they just had planks rested across the top of them.
yeah. And so this room goes to nowhere, but again, you've got some rifle ports here if needed.
Well, when we had a bit of a chat earlier on, I think this is where Brian wants to have a bit of a sleep tonight, isn't it? mate?
I don't know. I don't actually remember saying that.
Yeah, I know, but it's said on camera now, so it's got to happen. Isn't it?
I have here the room that this is where the butler used to sleep during the Windsor Richards era.
Right.
So this was the butler's bedroom, I think. And you can look just up there, you'll see what remains of a little pulley.
Oh, yeah.
So again, it's just for getting things up on the roof.
I can also see spiders, so you've got no chance of me sleeping up here tonight.
You will be fine.
Thank you for making me drawing my attention to up there. You've saved my life.
We know that when the fort was being built, as far as we know, only one soldier died, and he fell off a ladder on the wall, down the cliff, and then into the sea. Another soldier actually died. He was an Irish guardsman. I think he was 21 years old. He'd probably been in a pub one night, missed the tides, left his boots, tried to swim, and they never found him. They found his boots in the morning, but they never found him. Yeah, and as far as we know, that's the only deaths like that occurred while the fort was as a fort, basically.
There was another one, wasn't there, about a pirate or a sailor, like going. This is going.
Yeah,
back in history,
very old legend,
very old legend.
that says a pirate captain came ashore here, climbed onto the island, and lived here as a hermit for many, many years. And one day a local brought him up some food, very curious to who this guy was, and he left him some food and had a chat. And he said, well, who are you? And he said, well, I'm a pirate captain. And he said, I murdered my wife, he said, and now I'm going to join her. And with that, he jumped off the sea and drowned, and they never found him either. Local legend, but it keeps coming out time after time, so there's always some sort of truth.
There's some,
legend.
yeah.
So this is the old boiler room in here. Boiler room,
The old generators.
generators.
Okay.
Oh, Brian, that one's real.
Oh, shut up. Nah,
Look
that's
at
nasty. Nah.
look at that
Oh,
beast.
I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm okay for arachnophobia.
I know, I love it. I've got to be honest, this is the one place that does make me feel a little bit uneasy.
Right, because
Perhaps
I
it's just
did
because it's
one day we
underground.
came in, this door was open. There were 3 sets of keys on the floor. There were keys for the back door leading to the roof, the toilets, I can't remember where else.
So this is the one room I remember earlier on that made me feel very uncomfortable.
So this is what we think is an old jail cell, but I seriously think that this was a coal hole
there as well.
where they used to dump the coal down from the corridor. They used to put a trapdoor in the corridor. So I seriously think that there was a coal hole here.
That door looks quite...
And what
Oops, sorry.
expenses through with a hole on the floor.
Yeah.
There is here. There's a bit covered up with this. Hole there.
If it was a prison cell,
Yeah, there's a drain
potentially
at the
could
back.
that have been a toilet?
Yeah,
Or
it could be.
an area
couldn't
for
it?
someone to have gone to the
yeah.
toilet? There's something about this room
You're not too keen.
I'm not too keen on. But that's a good thing. It makes me want to spend a bit more time in it. Maybe I'll sleep in there.
So there's another one here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just checking for spiders. So the prison cell could potentially have been for soldiers or prisoners of
They could
war.
have turned them into sleeping accommodation for soldiers.
Does, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
What did you just hear?
I heard like it sounded like a woman, like a woman talking.
Did you?
Yes.
You both heard that?
Yes.
But it was from down the corridor, down the left-hand side of the corridor.
Okay, interesting.
Did you hear it
I
again?
missed it that time.
I heard talking.
I heard like
It was
a female
Yeah, it
talking.
was like, it wasn't a noise, it was definitely, couldn't hear what they were saying.
Multiple people, would you say, voices?
Well, it was one more overpowering,
Then-
but it sounded like she was...
Yeah,
she was
definitely a
having
female.
conversation.
Definitely a female. I picked up on.
Yeah, but in her one voice.
Right.
Well, guys, thank you very, very much for the tour. Thank you. Really, really enjoyed that.
So you get on. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks.
See you in the morning.
See ya.
Yeah, hopefully. Right.
And that's our tour of St Catherine's Fort. So now I think we need to start looking at equipment and setting up, don't we?
I think we need to. We've got a couple of locations there for locked off cameras, definitely. I think we need to decide on a few others.
Yep.
But apart from that, how are you feeling now? It's just us two.
That's creeped me out, that female voice, to be honest. Because I definitely heard that clear as day.
See, I missed that, but I definitely heard footsteps when we were going.
Well,
before,
I think it feels like we're almost followed, like something was following us around, watching us. Because you heard the footsteps that seemed to follow you.
Yeah. But it's as soon as I put.
We heard the female voice behind us.
Yeah.
And when we were talking over there, I heard tapping over here.
But it's almost like both times where you've mentioned it, or what was that? And it just stops.
It's almost like something scoping us out, just following us around, watching, seeing what we're about. So I'm going to knock the camera off now, and I say we go and start looking at setting up some cameras.
Yeah, let's go.
Right, guys, we're in night vision now. We've had an entertaining one already. We've had a bit of a tour round. We've then been left on our own, and we've gone live. We've heard a female voice. We heard footsteps. What the fuck was that? No, whoa. Okay, that was... Mate, that was full on. That was right here. Jesus, bro, that was loud.
Can you do that again, please? That was
Glad we
you.
heard that.
Thank you so much for
That
doing
sounded like it literally come from over here.
Hold on.
Boy, that was right behind me.
Hold on, listen.
Mate, there's something right around us in here. Over there. Both seemed to be behind us, following us around almost. And the most eerie to note, if I'm honest, is when we were setting up the locked off cameras a moment ago, in the very far corner, where a man is said to be, I was setting up the camera and I actually heard like behind me, like a man. I couldn't work out if he was sort of laughing at me or grunting at me, but right behind me in the staircase. I'd say it sounded like it was coming from down the staircase right up at me, but I'm talking a foot or two behind me. It was that clear and that loud, and that really shook me up. During our live session, we also had footsteps, which I think quite a few people heard. It sounded like someone was walking across the ceiling. And then after that, we actually had what sounded like someone walking around us, didn't we? So that was really interesting. We're going to start tonight. If you head over here, we're going to start. We've got locked off cameras set up here, covering some of the old artifacts found. We've got locked off camera set up down there in that corridor, covering where Brian heard the footsteps. So that'll be interesting. If you follow me through, be careful because it's dark.
Can't see it actually where I'm walking. Lost my senses here.
We've got the Ouija board set up here. This is what we're going to start the night with. This is going to be our first port of call, is the Ouija board here. And if you follow me this way, I don't actually have a torch on me, so
there a step or anything?
There's a little step at the end. Just be careful.
Can't see it.
Very, very small. So if you look where I am now, we've actually got a locked off camera set up here, which should be covering all down this hallway. And it was actually this locked off camera here where I heard the grunting behind me or laughing. I couldn't quite make out what it was. What I can tell you is it wasn't very nice at all. Which,
yeah, to be fair, your
I didn't like that.
Your whole behaviour changed.
The things
after that.
we've sort of heard tonight and stuff was fine. It's been okay. It hasn't been. There's been a presence, but it hasn't been negative. But the one thing I felt here felt a little bit negative, like it was trying to scare me. I think if something's trying to scare you, then that's potentially negative. So I didn't like that. If we follow me up through this way. It's important to note the other thing that we saw, well I saw if I'm honest, we've actually been sat here having something to eat on these chairs.
Yeah, there's a little base area for the night.
And while we were sat there, I saw what looked like a gloved hand come out like that, a white gloved hand, almost like a lady's hand, like a white gloved hand come out from the wall. That wasn't very nice at all, so I'm really, really hopeful for this locked off camera that's set up down there. I've got high hopes for that. Shall we go downstairs? I'm just going to grab a torch before we do. Because
Probably not a bad shape.
because it's a little bit sketchy going down there.
Right, wait for me.
As I said during our walk around, this is the one area I wasn't very happy with initially, and I think that male voice has kind of solidified that for me. We've actually got a locked off camera set up at the end of this corridor. That the idea of that is to cover this corridor completely, as we have heard a female voice in this corridor, and because we've heard a male voice in the corridor, where the stairs where it sat basically. So the two corridors running one below, one above, are completely covered, and that's where I would say our best activity has been so far. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So heading back up now.
Time of investigation that we're now starting is actually 20 past midnight.
Right, so let's head over to the Ouija board, set the cameras up for the Ouija board, and we're going to start there. We're going to try and make communication with whoever we can, see if they have any instructions for us, what they want us to do tonight, or how they wish to communicate. We're using this Ouija board, or talking board, because we wish to make communication with whoever is here. So if you're here, come and move this planchette on the board and spell out a name for us, or a word. Perhaps move the planchette to the word yes to let us know that you're here. We don't mean you no harm, we just wish to communicate. Over that or not?
It's currently over tea.
Come and move it stronger for us. Come and say hello. well?
It's actually on 5. Number 5.
5. The way the shadow's cast, I can't actually see what it's on, so
I've got perfect view.
you'll have to let me know.
Yeah, that's on.
Kind of don't want to ask any questions, I just want to sort of
See how it goes.
see what it does on its own accord.
That's nearly stopped on the number, but it hasn't quite.
What number?
It's 2.
T52.
Yeah.
So you could argue it's 50. Was 52 your age?
Or yeah, 1952.
Yeah, potentially.
Three.
It's really weird, I feel like someone's stroking my arm. The hairs.
The arm closest there.
Yeah, the hairs, but like on my forearm.
2.
5232. What was that? It sounded like a hiss. What's that?
5. Have we ever had like a numerical sort of number?
Sounds weird. 53. That is a 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's trying to say it's 53 and got stuck on the 2. It's correcting itself.
4.
That doesn't make any sense.
Not that we know of.
Can you please write something that makes sense to us? Can you please give us a name?
S.
Carry on spelling out your name. So that echo makes everything worse.
Literally, doesn't it? Not making anything.
T5253S4, is that right?
You've got a good memory.
T52.
Can you give us a clear message that we understand, please?
This happened when we did it with Steve
Deli.
at the deli. It kept going to letters and numbers randomly. I wonder if this is something to do with the board, not the location.
Think. T.
I'm sure it was T, it was still there as well.
6.
Do you reckon this is something?
Who are we speaking to? Last time we used this board, we had a very similar answer with letters and numbers. Who are we speaking to, please?
I'm wondering, is this like some sort of bad thing that we don't really know about, that we need to be more cautious of?
Or we just don't understand it, so.
It's not really making much sense, is it?
Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
Not necessarily.
Could
it
be
just
like a
seems...
child or something, couldn't it? Are you a child?
That just spells out no.
Mm-hmm.
I find it strange that it spells it out and doesn't use the no on the board.
Are you a male?
No.
Are you a female?
Yes, that is.
Well, I was having a hard job answering that one. But straight up on kid and straight up on male is no.
Whatever it is, it can definitely spell no because it spells it twice straight off, just like that.
Are you under the age of 50?
Write out a message. Is there something you want us to do tonight? What was that? You?
Sorry, that was a D. I forgot you can't see.
I keep feeling like a face is just going to appear at this, like,
Imagine.
thingy here, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DK.
DKI.
DKI. Nice.
That's an E, isn't it? D. I don't think it meant the K.
No.
Oh man, my arms are just gone. Like goosebumps all over. That's just spelled out die, isn't it?
It has been finished.
Mate, I've gone icy cold, my whole skin.
You good?
But is it this place or is it this fucking board?
We have to
Everywhere it's been, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we have to the board to a lot of places now. We've never had maps like that before though. Really, have we?
Not that I recall.
Ever?
Stop moving.
F. Q.
FQ.
Let's go back to Q. Q.
Why is it you saying Q for?
I don't know.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was like a footstep and then a bang after it.
Right, why do you keep going to Q for? What's the relevance to Q?
It's going to sound really weird.
Yeah.
You know the window there?
Yeah.
I'm sure I just saw somebody stood at the window.
Yeah.
Honestly, like a black figure just stood outside the window.
Outside it?
Yeah. Looking in.
Looking in?
Yeah.
Okay, it's blindness.
I don't know.
Probably, isn't
But it
it?
almost seemed to fade away.
Keeps going to queue.
It doesn't make any sense. Should we move on to another experiment?
Alright then, so thanks for your communication tonight. We are going to leave the board because you're only saying the same message to us now. So if you're not going to spell sync out within the next 5 seconds, which says sync different, we will be leaving this board and end the communication with you tonight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, thanks very much, Spirit. That's the end of the communication with you tonight with this board. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Even when you said about stopping communication, it went back to queue again. It's almost like a stubbornness, like a sort of...
Or just...
Or there's something that it gets from doing that. It doesn't make any sense.
It's made me feel a little bit uneasy, that one, because I've never seen reaction like that before, I suppose.
Well, as you know, I'm not feeling easy in here anyway. What I didn't like, 'cause I'm sure I saw a figure at that window, it looked like someone was stood at that window over there watching in on us.
Really?
Yeah, and that's a cliff face.
Well, yeah, there's nothing you would be able to get over.
Hi guys, we just tried a Ouija board session. That was weird, to be honest. I didn't like the fact it come up with the word die. I don't know whether that is this location or whether it's the board. I would emphasise that because the board has been some very dark places and we potentially think there is something inside that board, don't we? Potentially trapped. We are very cautious about using that at the moment, and a lot of the messages that were coming through were very similar to what we actually got when we used it with a friend of ours the other weekend. So I don't know whether it's this location of the board, but it's certainly made us feel uneasy, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What we're going to do now, we're going to go down into one of the prison cells. We're going to set up the PSB7 spirit box, leave it running with a locked off camera in front of it, and we are going to start asking questions through a walkie-talkie in the hope that our presence not being in the jail cell, in the cellar, will actually encourage spirit more to come and communicate. Almost with us not being in the room, perhaps it will have more of an influence on the room, or be more willing to bring itself forward. So that's the experiment we're going to try next. So we'll head down there and set that up. Tell me. You in the prison cell. Tell me why you're in the prison cell. You always find things, particularly in a place like this where things are happening away from you but not with you. I think by pulling yourself away from the situation but still monitoring what's going on,
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come forward and tell me why you're in this prison cell. Did you work here? Are you an engineer? Or are you a child that's been put in here as punishment? If you can see the blue light in the room where the noises are coming from, maybe we can help you get out of the prison cell. Do you have a message for us?
Be really interesting to see if we do get something on the other camera.
I've got to be honest, just standing here is so fucking creepy. It really is. Seeing things all around me, like black shadows moving, and it could just be my eyes adjusting, but I feel properly on edge. I don't feel alone. I don't necessarily know what's here. I don't even know if it's good or bad.
Do you still feel followed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like something's watching us, moving around and watching us, and now we are completely in the dark in the night vision. I feel like it's getting closer to us because it knows we can't see it. That bump behind you just then. It's like...
Yeah, I heard that.
I can't explain it. It's a strange feeling. I can't say whether it's negative, positive, just very aware. It seems aware of our presence. If you're looking at a type of haunting, it doesn't strike me as like a stone type haunting. It strikes me as something that is aware, and with the movement of things, very potentially poltergeist activity. Now, a lot of people straight away think poltergeist and think, oh, demon or this or that. Poltergeist doesn't necessarily mean that. It basically it just translates into noisy spirit, and I think that is what is here. There is a noisy spirit that wants to be heard, seen, wants to make noise. Whether that's negative or not, I personally don't pick up on a negative vibe.
I don't personally.
I don't get a negative vibe, but I do get, I don't use the word brave, but quite brazen. I get a brazen spirit that wants to be seen and heard. This sort of feeling I get. The only negativity, like I said, is that voice from that man.
When the camera was being set up.
And I'm not necessarily saying that's evil, I'm saying that's a man just trying to play a trick on me, sort of, trying to make me jump, which isn't nice, but, you know. If you're the man that said a noise behind my back, and you're down here in the prison, answer me this, were you trying to scare me? Come forward and touch the blue light. Come and speak into it. Tell us your name. We're here to make communication, nothing else. I think we should go and check now.
Yeah.
Put the walkie-talkie and go see.
Go and retrieve it, yeah?
Retrieve it. Be interesting to watch that one back. I'm really looking forward to watching that one back. I know obviously you can't say if you've caught anything or not, but you just get a feeling. I've just got a feeling.
It's exciting to review, isn't it?
In this place, it's not going to be us that captures something. It's going to be the locked off cameras.
Yeah.
Because everything we're hearing, like that, is noises coming from around us. And I think we've covered them in such a way, I think we are going to get something on locked off cameras here.
Hopefully. We really do hope so.
I do. Right, let's go and
get that camera, yeah. Very good.
Is anybody here with me? I want you to come sit on the steps behind me. Show me you're here by sitting on the steps with me. Yeah. Some of the footsteps down the corridor. Come and sit with me, please, or come and speak to me. Come and touch the red light behind my head. If you touch that red light, it's my way of knowing that you're sitting with me. Come and sit with me and keep me company, please. I want to know more about you. I want to know your name. I want you to come and sit on these steps with me and talk to me. If you remain here, I want to know why you remain here. And tell me why you're here. Did you lose your life here? You know there are remains of people buried under this island. Are you one of those people?
Very noisy.
It almost seems like a response. That sounds really weird. But it almost seems to be responding to what I'm saying.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah, almost like sort of flapping in response. I know it's probably a strange thing to say because it is windy, but this is your last chance before we move to another part of the fort. This is your last chance to come and sit with me. Come and sit with me. Come and sit where the red light is behind me. And we can talk. Very flat.
Nothing around pop behind us. Should we move on to another part?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Yeah, we're going to do something else. It seems really flat up here.
Yeah.
I think if we do it here by the well, it might, what's the word?
Because of the water, is what you're thinking?
It's a little bit of a conduit, so we'll see. Sorted. That's how I do it. Right. I'm sat here next to the old well. In my hands I hold a pendulum. Can you please move this pendulum to signify the answer yes for me, please? Anti-clockwise straight away, see it? Circling anti-clockwise. Straight away, look at that.
Nice and strong.
Could you please now move the pendulum to signify no for me, please? Ticking left to right. Rather than going a circular motion, it's ticking. Can you pick that up okay on the camera?
Yeah, like, spot on, that just...
I forgot how weird this feels.
It's been a while.
I want to know the person we spoke to on the Ouija board a couple of hours ago. You spelt out die. Is that someone who resides in this fort, or is that someone within our board? If it's someone who resides in the fort, answer yes for me, please.
No.
Saying no, isn't it, straight away? Is it an entity that resides within our board? Yes.
Okay. Well, we did think that because of the last session we did recently.
Is the entity within our board evil? Yes. Did the entity within our board come from the ancient ram? It's getting stronger.
Just a bit.
I knew it. That board has not been the same since we've been there.
In the barn.
And since the barn, it has not been the same since that night. You just, before that night, we'd get the odd sort of little bit of movement, but nothing really. After that night,
That was a
it's
strong
totally
night, wasn't
different. It moves. It's almost like it's unlocked something or allowed something. We've never had the energy in that board until that night. Well, that's a weird thought. What do you think?
Well, yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be
Oh.
the man that spoke behind my back down the corridor. Were you trying to scare me? Saying no. Were you just trying to say hello? No.
Okay.
Was I in your way? No.
Were you bored?
Do you want us to leave? That's a very clear yes. Is that why you made a noise behind me? I feel like something's touched my arm. So it wants us to leave. And that's why it made a noise.
But it wasn't trying to scare you.
It wasn't trying to scare me.
Maybe just trying to let you know.
I wonder if it said go. So I heard it, oh. And the more I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering, was it trying to say go? And I've heard it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the after bit of it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Potentially the echo.
So ask it the same thing one more time and just say, like, if that's the case, then we'll leave. That's fine. Leave them to it.
I ask you one more time, the gentleman who made a noise behind me. Were you asking me to go? Look at that.
Would you like us to leave now?
Would you like us to leave now? Oh my God. If you want us to leave now, swing this pendulum as hard as you can.
You can hear the chain, like...
Hitting the...
Yeah. Oh, that just didn't change. On that note, what was that?
Certainly been an interesting night, hasn't it?
Hmm.
Right, on that note, the battery level's running low. I think we're pretty much stuffed with the power banks and the cameras now. And my phone battery's pretty low, and I bet yours.
Mine's getting there, to be honest now.
So maybe we
Just call it
knock the
night.
investigation on the head. Maybe try and get some sleep or see what we can do. And yeah, it's been an interesting investigation. Hopefully we don't miss anything with the cameras, because that would really be sod thought. This has been St Catherine's Island and Fort, Tenby. Happy Halloween. Keep seeking the truth.